Hello children, your pilot is here at your service to take you to the journey of Fundu Biology Island. Where on this island we are going to discuss various science topics and we are going to learn something new every day. We are going to do something new every day and you make sure that you are doing it with me. Today in this video we are going to discuss the topic of measurement. Measurement. From where the need arised and how, what is the जरूरत क्यों है measurement की. चलो हम पीछे जाते हैं to the journey where the man started thinking about the importance of measurement. Ancient man was observing sunrise, sunset, again sunrise, and he started measuring the duration. He observed if he use one pole, then the shadow position of that pole changes along with sunrise to sunset. And here he came across with the sundial. Yes, this was the first time he started thinking about measurement and measuring time. Next, as the man progressed, the trading started. Now there was the need of measuring things. So first he came across his body parts. He started observing and he started using, what is this? Handspan, inch, cubit, yard and fathom. This was the standard and he was using it quite comfortably. Next what? There was a need of weighing the things. So he started using beam balance. We all know every bhajiwala keeps the beam balance. So it is the discovery of that ancient man. But फिर क्या हुआ? हुआ ये कि हर एक का, everybody's handspan was different, cubit was different, and yard was also different. So what to do? There was a need arised of standard way of measurement. चलो measurement समझने के पहले हम कुछ करते हैं. So are you coming with me? Let's go. Yes. Here we come. You can observe certain object. But if I will ask you, come on, tell me which is the tallest one and which is the smallest one. Would you be able to do that? I don't think so. Let us do one magic. Here, what I did. Yes, you can easily now tell which is the tallest and which is the smallest. No, that is the magic. Here what I did, I make this as a base and I arrange these articles so that they are on uniform base. You can easily measure them and you can tell which is the smallest and which is the tallest. So let's go back. Here we are back. You like the experiment? I expect you to do it at your home with many more objects. Yes, you can do. So what did I do? I make one uniform base and I compared various objects on keeping that uniform base. So what was that base? That base is unit. And what I compared? We compared various objects. So when we compare known object along with unknown objects, we call it as a measurement. Like there was the tallest one, then we started comparing objects which is the smallest one and we can arrange them as per their heights. So comparing known with unknown is what measurement is. And when this measurement is of known is called as unit. So let us discuss more about this. Let us go to blackboard. I will show you two lines. Line A and line B. Can you tell me which is the longer one I know it is very easy through eye observation only to tell that line B is longer than line A. But suppose if I draw some lines like this, you can easily observe that they do not have a single base. So can you tell me which is the tallest one and which is the shortest one? No, it is not very easy for you to tell. What is the solution to tell that which of these lines are smaller and which is the longest one? I have an idea. We can form a base, just what we did in our experiment, and we can easily arrange these lines on this common base. Then it is very easy for us to tell which line is taller and which line is smaller. So which is this base? What do you call this base? This base is a fixed quantity. Okay, this base is fixed quantity, or you can say it known quantity. Similarly, these lines which we want to measure, these are unknown or not fixed ones. So I compare fixed one with non-fixed one and measure. Let us take one more example. I have given you a pole here which is standing on a common base. If I tell you the length of pole is 3, 1, 2, 3, and I asked you a tree beside this pole which is standing, and I asked you to measure the length of this tree, what will you do? Yes, a very common thing. You will compare. Yes, you will compare the length of the tree to this pole whose length is known to you. So here what are you doing? You are comparing an unknown object's height with a known object's height. Yes, so you can easily tell me that it is 2 units. So here what we are doing? We are comparing a known with an unknown. So comparison of known to unknown is called as measurement. Now, for this measurement, we need certain scale. Okay, this scale is called as units. Here I have taken the scale to make it known. So this is units. Units make a certain object known, and this unknown can easily be measured with the help of these units. So a fixed quantity or a known quantity which is standard and accepted by everybody is unit. Now let us discuss the system which is defining this measurement with respect to units clear cut. As we have discussed in previous days, we used cubit, we use handspan, we use foot, etc. for the measurement. But with the advancement, we felt the need of standardization. So there was an organization which was set up to standardize the measurement unit. This organization is international international system of unit, which we also called as SI unit system. Now, this international organization of this international organization also divided quantities and units separately, and they defined them clear cut. So, what are these quantities? Any quantity which can be measured is physical quantity, and they have divided this physical quantity into two parts. First part is fundamental quantities. So first part is fundamental quantities. The fundamental quantities are the one which are independent of any other quantities. They are independent of any other quantities. That means they are completely defined on its own. While second kind of quantities are derived quantities. These derived quantities are dependent ones, and they are depending on fundamental quantities for their definition. Let us move further and go in detail of fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities are independent quantities. Example given. There are 7 kind of fundamental quantities. They are, first I have taken length, which is measured in meter. Second is mass, which is measured in kg. Then time, which is very important quantity and it is measured in seconds. Then temperature. This temperature is measured in Kelvin. Then comes electric current. It is also important quantity and considered as fundamental quantity. Electric current is measured in ampere. Apart from these 4 quantity, one more quantity is amount of substance. That means how much amount of matter is present inside, which is measured in, yes, it is measured in moles. And last one, yes, shininess of any substance, which is also called as luminous intensity. It is measured in candle. So these are 7 important fundamental quantities. Apart from these 7 important fundamental quantities, rest other quantities are derived quantities. So they are well defined 7 fundamental quantities which are independent of any other quantity. But if I will go for derived quantity, so any derived quantity will depend on these fundamental quantity. Let me explain you how. Suppose I want an area of a field. Okay, so I have to select one of the fundamental quantity which is defining the area. So I will take length. Yes, I will measure the length of the sides of this particular rectangle, and length of side A and side B is multiplied. and we get the area of this particular field. So length is defining area, which is a derived quantity, while length is fundamental quantity. Likewise, many more quantities can be defined on the basis of this. One more example of fundamental quantity which I want you to try is speed. Yes, speed is derived quantity, while the quantities which defines the speed is fundamental quantity. So what is speed? Given by distance upon time, where distance is nothing but a length of a particular length of between 2 points, while time is fundamental quantity. So length, which is measured in meter or kilometer, and time, which is measured in seconds. So here this speed is defined by distance and time. So speed is derived unit, while distance and time are fundamental quantity. This is how we can derive many more quantities on the basis of fundamental quantities. So SI units are all defined on the basis of the substance we measure. The international system of units defined quantities, as just now we saw. Second point I discussed was that they also defined the unit for to measure these quantities. There are 3 type of unit system to measure these quantities. This SI system has taken measurement of length, mass of a matter and time, these 3 as a standard, and they have described it as MKS system, CGS system and FPS system, where M stands for meter, C stands for centimeter and F stands for foot. The first part of this system is describing the measurement of length. The middle part of this system stands for kilogram, gram and pound, which is nothing but it is describing the mass of a matter. And last part is standing for second, which is a measurement for time. So in this system, if you are considering meter for length, then you have to consider kilogram for weight and second for time. Similarly, in this system, if you are taking in CGS system, if you are taking C for centimeter, then you have to take G for gram and S for second. And if you are taking F for foot for the measurement of length, then you have to take pound for the mass of a matter and second for the time. In this way, these 3 systems came in existence and we are using universally it as a standard system. We see some rules to write this unit. Yes, we are at the verge of understanding the scientific grammar, and this is the first step of scientific grammar, where we will understand how to write the units. There are these rules which are defined by SI system to write these units. As you can observe, we have 4 no's here. That means there should be no full stop, there should be no comma, there should be no capital letter, and there should be no plurals. For example, if you want to write kg, in this example, you can see I have written kg dot, which is a wrong way of writing. We have to write it like kg only and no full stop. Similarly, I cannot write comma also. Like in centimeter, here I have written centimeter comma, which is a wrong way of writing. I have to write simply cm. Also, no capital letters are used to write this unit, and no kgs. I cannot say that I weigh 70 kgs. I always have to say that I weigh 70 kg, which is the right way because there should be no plurals. Next point, if I am using any scientist name in the place of unit. Why using scientist name? Because scientists are given honor in this way. So we remember them and their contribution to the science. So if I am using scientist name, in that case, if I am using full name of the scientist, then all alphabets should be in small. Like in English grammar, we always start with capital letter for the proper noun. Here we are using proper noun because we are using name, but we always write it in all small letters and no capital letter if I am using full name of the scientist. But if I am using only the initials, then one capital letter for the initial is used. So these are scientific grammar, the first step of scientific grammar, science grammar, which we are going to use now onwards. So what did we learn today? First, why the need of measurement arised and what are the ancient method of measurement. Second, how we defined measurement unit through international system of units. Third point, we discussed fundamental units as well as derived units. Fourth, we discussed NKS, CGS and FPS system. Yes, you got it. And last but not the least, we are going to discuss the rules. That means we call it scientific grammar. No? It is very interesting, and always keep in mind scientific grammar is different from English grammar. Yes, we are going to use it now onwards. And last, what we are going to do? I am going to give you a challenge. Yes, I am going to post certain questions at the end of this video and you are going to solve it for me. And that brave person who is going to solve it first, in my comment box, post it, and I'm making sure that next video I'm going to give your name at the end of the video. So wait for my video before leaving. If you learned something and you really like it, yes, you are going to hit that like button before leaving. And for next journey, you have to buy a ticket. So hit that subscribe button for what you are waiting for. See you again in next journey. Bye-bye.